just joining us, we've been having a conversation with Mr. Adeyemi Adediran. He's a commercial practice senior manager from Andersen Tax Nigeria. We've been having a conversation on the complexity and the challenges that come with the digital economy. And as you know, the digital economy is here to stay. Technology has made it possible for us to transact business globally without any restriction. What this means is that a lot of companies can actually do business in Nigeria without paying taxes that are due derived from this income or revenue that they make within our jurisdiction. And it's not peculiar to Nigeria alone, it's a global challenge. And we are looking at how the Nigerian government can amend the existing tax laws to see how they can tackle these challenges and block these revenue leakages. So Mr. Adeyemi, I want to bring it down home. Beside the international online transactions and businesses that we have with that other non-resident company transacts within the Nigerian jurisdiction, we also have a lot of online businesses. Now I'm bringing it down, local online businesses. I'm sure you understand the small businesses, even the medium-sized ones that are carrying on businesses online. They make delivery of their goods and services directly to their customers across the country. And by law, these businesses are supposed to be charging the VAT, the value-added tax, and remit such taxes to the tax authorities. But most often you find out that a lot of them are not even registered taxpayers, and a lot of them don't know the implication of making sales and not taxing, applying the VAT taxes as it may. So is this not another, to me, I see it as another leakage of revenue to the Nigerian tax authority? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, the tax laws are very clear. You know, if you're a resident in Nigeria, if you're a Nigerian company registered with the CAC, you're required to register for taxes and pay the tax. Now, if you've adopted to do your businesses online, does not change the obligation to register and remit taxes. Now, it's I don't think there's really a challenge with respect to the law in addressing that. Now, the only challenge that may be, which the FRS is also closing on, is how to collect the tax, you know, because even though you have a registered address with the CAC, you may be transacting business from a different address, and your interface with your customers are actually online. At the end of the day, the FRS can follow the income stream, you know. At the end of the day, the customers will have to pay this money into the bank account, and with the BVN you can trace the addresses of the business owner or the company as it may, and such company is better to register for tax and account for the taxes rather than wait for the tax authority to come after you after several years when the tax liability would have accumulated and there's penalty and interest on such liabilities. So with respect to Nigerian businesses doing kind of transactions online, I don't think that's really an issue. The only issue there is with respect to collection, which I think the FRS is closing in on.
Okay, well, I don't know if the FRS is closing in on that, because I know that there are quite a number of small businesses online. Most of them are not even registered companies or registered entities, so they just carry on business in their respective names, and they're actually doing quite a number of business on vatable products or vatable services, and it's very sad because this does not have, once you tell people pay your tax, the first thing that comes to mind is you're taxing my income, you're taxing my profit, my business profit. But the truth is that VAT has no effect on their business, has no effect on their business profit or their personal income. That is the education I feel that the tax authority needs to put out there, that you must charge VAT, or rather sales tax on every transaction that you carry on, whether online or in your physical place of business. So I think that is one thing the tax authority should look into, because I feel a lot of revenue is leaking through that means.
Yeah, I agree with you. With respect to business, to direct business to consumers, there may be a challenge, because the consumers as well may be individuals who are not obligated to account for any tax, such as withholding tax on such transaction. But online business between two business entities, for instance, if you are selling an online business to another organization that needs to account for the withholding tax, even though the FRS may not be able to properly, scope all these companies who are doing businesses online, the withholding tax mechanism can also help, in accounting for some of the taxes due on this transaction. As the consumer, if it's a business organization, is obligated to withhold tax on such transaction and remit to the FIRS.
Which is a good point. Thank you very much. But before I let you go, I also want to ask your thoughts on the social media tax. Social media tax, when the Uganda government adopted it, everybody thought they were crazy. But funny enough, they are getting some good revenue from it. And it will interest you to know that Nigeria is one of the biggest users of social media. So do you think we should be taxed?
Well, in this, you have to look at taxing revenue or income vis-a-vis what the Constitution provides.
Yes.
Right? In terms of freedom of expression and ability to air your views in the public space. So tax should not be looked at as in isolation from the economy as a whole or the other principles that guide our living together. So in my view, it can be far-fetched to say, okay, you want to tax social media usage and all that. Yeah.
Okay, so don't get me wrong, I'm not an advocate for social media tax. I'm just saying, like, other countries are now adopting it. Uganda started it. We thought they're crazy, but they're generating some good revenue. And looking at our financial position, I'm afraid we might wake up one day and our tax authority might have adopted it. So it's something we should all talk about and look into. Do you have any final advice for taxpayers?
Well, the most important thing is it's best to comply with provisions of the tax law as provided in relevant sections of the tax law than to wait for the liabilities to accumulate over time and to remit. And even though we've talked about the tax laws and how it inadequately subjects digital economy to tax,
yes, exactly.
there's that VAT reverse charge mechanism that also requires taxpayers who are transacting with non-resident companies, provided that services is provided in Nigeria, to account for tax or account for the VAT on such transactions. So, for a taxpayer, abide by the provision of tax law and pay your tax as and when due, and you'll be safe.
You'll be safe. But do you have any advice for our Nigerian tax authority?
Well,
in regards to the digital economy.
Yeah, one of the things that, like I mentioned, OECD advocates for is flexibility in terms of taxing income that are due to the government. And so the tax laws and the ability to collect these tax laws should grow with the digitalization of the economy, as it were. So even though the tax laws may be outdated, the tax authority should seek to amend whatever provisions that needs to be amended to be effective in tax collection and administration.
I don't want to ask you how long it takes to amend a tax law in Nigeria.
Well, that's dependent on the National
Assembly. True. Okay, so we keep our finger crossed to see how the Nigerian Tax Authority reacts to the growing trend on digital economy and taxing of the digital economy transactions across board. So the non-resident companies or individuals that are carrying on businesses within the Nigerian jurisdiction can actually remit taxes on this income or business profits that they have derived from our jurisdiction. That is very key to our national development on tax revenue. So that will be a wrap on Tax 101 today. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Adeyemi for coming on the program to educate us on the effects and the implications of the digital economy on our Nigerian taxes. Thank you so much, and I hope when I invite you again, you would come.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. So, taxpayers, it's been a delight with Mr. Adeyemi Adediran, who is a senior manager with of the commercial practice group of Andersen Tax Nigeria. So I want to say a big thank you to Andersen Tax Nigeria for the program, and also a big thank you to my sponsors, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, for creating this platform to interact with our taxpayer. My name is Elizabeth Aluko. Until next week, I'll say have a great day.